What's going on? Matt Malatesta here, the VYPE Coach's Corner, new head coach at Second Baptist School. Power. The new head coach, Beck Brydon. Coach, you're coming from Austin Regents, where you're the athletic director, had tremendous success there, opened the program. What was it about Second Baptist that really kind of hooked you?
Several things. We've been competing and playing against Second for a decade or more. And in the last, 6 or 7 years, I grew especially fond of Second, largely because of Terry Pirtle and our relationship. He's a good friend of mine. Terry changed in 1 year, changed the kind of the culture and the character of the football program at Brook Hill. And I was really impressed by that. And coming into Second Baptist, he did the exact same thing. And so those are the guys that I like to surround myself with, especially with, coaches who love kids, put kids first, et cetera. And so that naturally just kind of had me paying more attention to Second Baptist and what they were doing down there. And when Mike got hired on several years ago, he and I had a really good relationship, and he continues to do great things. And I've gotten to know Don Davis and Chris Hobbs and those guys, and those are real high capacity leaders, high capacity guys. But so joining them is kind of obvious, right? It was equally though about leaving Regents, because Regents is our home. We've been there. My wife and I have been here 25 years. Christian education, classical Christian education, we kind of bleed, we breathe that. Our kids were, born and raised on this field, and it would take a phenomenal opportunity for us to leave Regents. And I feel like that's what's happened here at Second. And it's largely because of the movement of Christian education and what Second Baptist can do in Christian education on a global scale, right? Football is just a part of that. And that's what really, really interested me in this opportunity, is that through its growth across, now they have 2 models and they're soon to have 6 campuses. Dr. Davis and those guys need some help to, make sure that cultures are aligned properly, that kids are taken care of and parents are taken care of. And man, I'm excited to be a part of that opportunity. And like I said, man, football happens to be the icing on the cake. I've clearly got a passion for it, have done it a long time, and now I'm back on the sidelines on Friday nights.
How exciting is that to get back on the sidelines? And everybody that goes from coaching to administration, they love it, but they just kind of miss the camaraderie of the locker room. What really brought you back to the sidelines?
Well, my youngest is a senior this year at Regents, and so I was still on the sidelines on Friday nights for the past 3 years. I just had to watch to respect our coaches, and Coach Phillips and his staff is just amazing. And so it was really fun for me to just be a spectator on Friday nights. I went back to coaching middle school, and so I still coached on Thursday nights. And so I never stopped coaching. I just shifted from Friday to Thursday nights for a few years. But when you're at a place for as long as I've been, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to change things because you've been doing them one way so long, and sometimes a new opportunity allows you to restart. I've always been more of a pioneer than I am a farmer, and this allows me to pioneer again.
I'm going to use that. That was really well said. Pioneer rather than a farmer. So, talk about alignment and culture. What are you trying to bring, as the Coach Brydon era begins? Is it kind of staying with, the success they have? What are you going to bring that might be different, or, just kind of complement what they do at SBS?
Yeah, you said it right there. I don't need to do a lot different. We need to tweak some things, and we need to get 2%, 5% better in a few things. It's not like I'm inheriting a ball club that won 3 games a year for the last 10 years, right? Second is extremely successful. We've had a great competitive relationship We being Regents have had a great competitive relationship with Second for a while. This is a good football program. I think what I bring to the table is because of really my, people, laugh when I say this, but it's sincere and it's absolutely true. I don't have an X's and O's background, and I'm not an X's and O's expert. But I think more games are won and lost because of non-X's and O's attributes than people understand. And so I'm a culture guy, right? I'm a process guy. I think the second coaches are great, and I'm looking forward to working alongside them. What I bring to the table is just maybe a slightly different view on how the non-X's and O's things are done. And I'll give you an example. I met with some of the kids and parents on Saturday morning, and I asked one of the young kids in the room, I said, who are the seniors in here? And there's a couple of guys that raised their hand. And I looked at the young guy and I said, when's the last time these old guys took you to breakfast? And, you could tell he didn't want to say anything negative to his friends, but he's like, it's been a while. And I said, there you go. We got a culture problem. So it's small things like that, and it's not a problem necessarily, but it could be improved. Right. And so I believe that championship level anything is built on relationship. We can be great in the X's and O's. We can be great in process, but man, if it's just not built on relationship, at some point it's a house of cards. And I think that that's what I get to bring to the table to complement what's already at Second.
Talking about X's and O's and wins and losses, I know, for a lot of coaches, this is their mission field, right? The football field is their mission field. So, what are you trying to teach these guys maybe off the field that might impact them for the next 30, 40 years?
It's the off the field stuff that excites me to be on the field. When I met with the kids and parents on Saturday morning, I gave them a slideshow and I showed them a bunch of pictures. And the very first two pictures I showed them, my wife and I were at a wedding of a former player at the reception, and it was just a picture of the new bride and groom as a former player. The second picture was me officiating a wedding of a former player. That's it. That's it. Between watching these young men get married and have kids, if I'm not planting seeds and helping them become good men of God, not just good men. There's plenty of good men who don't love Jesus in this world, but good men who love Jesus, then I'm not doing what I've been called to do. And football is just the tool that we use to, meet daily and actually get that work done.
Well, you're taking over a tremendous program. Athletic director Mike Walker does a great job over there. Success in every sport. So it looks like this is just good. You just getting the baton passed to you, and away you go. Congrats on the new adventure. This is going to be awesome. Coach Beck Brydon, the new head coach at Second Baptist School, coming over from Austin, Regis, where he built that place into a superpower. Congrats, Coach.
Hold on. I was simply one of the pieces that built that thing at Regis.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, congrats to you. We look forward to seeing you Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights on the field. So stay tuned to see what Second Baptist will be doing here in the future. This is Matt with VYPE. We'll see y'all at the games.